Hey everybody, it's Shadowstar and Crystal here for another episode of Legends of Tomorrow. This time it's Failsafe, the second half of the Russian episode we had last time. And like we said, I still agree that the second half was better than the first.
Better than the first, but still not as great as Legends usually is.
And while it was still good, there was a lot of odd moments with Firestorm's consistency, which we'll get to in a minute. We do start off with an odd hallucination scene with Stein.
Cisco.
Yeah, where Stein pretends to see Cisco for a minute. So, again, small connections, but I love how they just constantly tie in the other Arrowverse shows, which we'll get to when we get to the end of the episode too.
Yeah, but he is smart enough to notice that Cisco is not acting like himself.
So, I was going to mention this last episode, but they didn't mention it. The prison that they're in, do you remember this? It is the Koshma, a prison they went to in season 2 of Arrow, where
Lila was there.
I mentioned that in that episode, but I mentioned it again. It is the Koshma, so assuming time is circular, I'm going to assume they rebuilt it because the place blew up at the end. I like the fact that even the establishing shot is the same shot we saw from that episode too, just made to look like night.
Yeah.
So, yeah, again, love consistency, because, of course, it's a Koshma, so, of course, they mention the Bratva as well, which it makes sense that Sarah would know about it, although apparently Snart is also familiar with the Bratva. I guess, fair enough, he's been in criminal and stuff, so maybe he's heard of the Bratva before, especially when he was in prison. But, again, I love all the little references.
Yeah.
And, of course, that means we get one of the good scenes of Sarah and Rip in the steam room, Sarah fighting off a bunch of people, Rip versus the other guy fighting off somebody in a steam room. It's all fun. Like I said, Rip and Sarah are our fan service people. But we do have... Snart was actually one of the people having the voice of reason through this episode too.
Yeah.
Because, throughout the episode you've got Sarah and... Rip says, oh, we might have to kill Stein, and Snart's actually the one who says don't, which... Although it's a good character moment, I find there's a slight hypocrisy with Snart here. He says he's never taken out one of his others, but his first episode, he kills somebody who he says, well, if you're out, you're out.
True.
But, yeah. Although I suppose he said, I never abandoned a crew, whereas here he's taking out a crew. I don't know, it's a bit different, but
Maybe
still.
he didn't consider that guy as part of his crew. Or maybe it's because the guy voluntarily wanted to be out, so he killed him.
Yeah, he never abandoned crew in the middle of a mission, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, we still get that. We do get, like I said...
He says that, and yet he almost left Ray in there. He said, no, it's too suspicious to carry him out, but then they carry him out anyway.
You could have easily made up the excuse of, if the two guards are carrying him out, you could just say, sorry, he died from his injuries, now we've got to carry his dead body away. Who else is going to carry it? The guards have to.
He could have even brought that stretcher thing he was wheeling Sarah in with and put Ray under the sheet.
So, like I say, we always get to have episodes of mixing up the cast. This time we got to have a combination of Mick and Ray, and I actually really enjoyed the Mick and Ray stuff in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the turning points, because for the first 3 or 4 episodes, we've not really had any scenes or significant moments with Mick until this episode. Until then, he's always just had a quick line here or there. He's always just been mostly comic relief.
Yeah.
So it was nice to finally see him get some good scenes with Ray, and other characters who got to have scenes together were, I suppose, Kendra and Jax. And unlike last episode, this episode basically every team member got to have important moments. This was a standout episode for Stein as well.
Kendra didn't do much.
No, she didn't do much, but it was nice to see her working with Jax.
Yeah.
But like I said, Stein, this was one of his standout moments,
Yeah. It does annoy me the way the Firestorm thing works the way it does. Okay. So, the reason he was able to merge with Jax and with Ronnie is because they had dark matter in them from the particle accelerator.
Yeah, I don't get how he can suddenly merge with Valentina Vostok, considering he couldn't even merge with Henry Hewitt and they were more compatible.
Henry did have some dark matter in him.
But also, at the end when Jack says, I'm getting it back, and he's able to talk Stein out, this proves that Stein can theoretically unfuse through his own willpower. That could be an inconsistency, because on Earth too, he was trapped with Ronnie. Maybe things are different on Earth too, but at the same time, it feels like a little bit of an inconsistency because the whole thing has always been that the Firestorm works best when they're compatible. That was the whole point of them in season 1 of Flash.
Yeah, like this, like when they merged properly for the first time, and Wells told Ronnie and Stein accept each other.
Yeah.
So how the hell does Deathstorm work?
Or Valentina Vostok.
Yeah, if he doesn't accept her, they shouldn't stay together. But okay. In the end, he does manage to unfuse. Not only that, but he manages to stop her from shooting Jax, which I like because it kind of reminded me of when Firestorm first happened and Stein was in control of Ronnie's body. That would have made sense if he was in control of Valentina's body because he's got the stronger, smarter mind.
Well, also, I like it because if you remember in those Flash episodes with Ronnie, although Stein was technically the one doing all the walking and stuff, Ronnie was still in the back because he was able to, convince Stein there was significance with Caitlin as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even if you're in the back, you can still have control.
Yeah.
But enough about the inconsistencies. Stein still had good moments when he was standing up to Valentina Vostok and all this stuff about standing up to the Cold War, and it was some good moments. And
it was okay. I guess I'll go as high as 7.5. I don't want to go much higher because of the issues we've mentioned.
I guess it depends on the inconsistencies. They are odd inconsistency with Firestorm, but there were also good Stein moments. There was good Jax moments. Everyone was better, so I have to give it 8.5 because I did say it was better than the last episode.
Yeah, true.
We, of course, then have to talk about the cliffhanger of now we're in the future Star City, but obviously that's for next episode. We'll talk about it next time.
Yeah, all we know is that there's a guy dressed as the Green Arrow, some black guy we can't really say, we don't know who he is.
No, well, we'll see him next episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously we'll get into that next episode. It's just our cliffhanger because, they picked up with Kronos tracing them and that's about it. But like I said, this episode was more enjoyable. Everyone got to have good moments.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, the next episode is fittingly called
Star City 2046.
Yep, so we'll see you next time for more legends and other things as well.
See you next time, guys.
See you next time.